Okay, hello, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. When we last left off, the team had just defeated Baba Yaga, at least her larger form. After doing that, realized that they kind of need to deal with some children, apparently, as was told of them.
Children.
As apparently Baba Yaga, instead of she has some weird things going on, as opposed to other hags. So of course, Jun, with their newfound deity, requested some assistance, and was promptly told that they have the spell ready to track that stuff down. Realizing that it was scry, they realized they needed some material components to cast such a spell, and came up a bit short before they realized that Ailey had found a small red velvet box in their travels previously, in their crypt tests they had to complete. That is yet to be opened, and yet to know exactly what is inside of it.
Because Ailey was too busy with how pretty the box is and stroking it.
Yes.
Because velvet.
So, Ailey, would you like to roll me?
Someone has Varys told Ailey that she needs to open the box, otherwise she's just gonna be like,
That's a good
my
point.
box.
That's a good point.
She's gonna be like, don't touch my box. It's my
Yeah.
thing.
My box. Look at it, it's fluffy.
I am holding in so much right now.
Okay, it wasn't until after I said it's fluffy and there was a snicker that I was like, ah.
Deep breaths, Ray.
I'm glad I didn't continue with that of, and that's why she's stroking it.
Deep breaths, deep breaths.
I don't know if that can count as a short rest anymore. You're
Nah.
actively doing something.
It's restful
Yeah.
so long as you
True.
finish.
That's
Yeah,
Yep.
see?
Yep. It is a risk
No
be
doing
first reward. If you don't complete, you get a point of exhaustion. Anyway. Anyway.
Oh goodness.
So
D&D.
we'll start back up on Varys remembering, hey, Ailey had that box that probably has some precious stuff in it.
Hey, Ailey, you've got a box with some stuff in it that we haven't checked out yet.
My box?
Yes.
You mean the fluffy, like, nice velvety box? I
Uh-huh.
was gonna put nice things in it.
Well, have you opened it up and seen what's in it to start with?
No?
Maybe
You want
we
me
should
to
do that?
open the box?
Sure.
What if it's Pandora's box?
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I. It's a children's story. They said
Oh,
there's bad things in it.
Right, okay. Haven't heard that one.
Oh.
Must not be a halfling thing.
No. Maybe it's like changelings or something. I don't know.
What?
not one I'm familiar with, but then, you know.
Jen wouldn't know anyway.
You can still bluff, right?
Oh well, there might be something shiny in here. But I get to keep it, right? The box?
The box itself? Sure.
And maybe what's inside?
I
Jen's
think if
gonna look
Except for what's
pointedly.
needed for the children. But nothing more.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, why not?
Works for me.
Well, that was unnecessary.
Ah, good.
Nice.
Mhm.
Glad that we got that rolled out there now.
Yeah. Good times. Okay. Yes, you successfully. You just sort of, just like almost as though you weren't even doing anything. You just like produce the box, do some flickery with your fingers, and then it's open.
And everyone's wondering if she has opened it previously.
Yep. Basically. And you peel it open. It's like a sticky dust seal around it. Basically, it's been unopened for so long. Nothing that a good spit shine wouldn't fix, but you pry it open, and inside you find a very small sort of onyx piece that is engraved with a sigil of some kind you're not familiar with.
What is it?
Is there
What's it say?
Well, I'd say
a way that we can
you...
identify it?
I'd say Ailey, at least from your background, would know that a piece of...
Onyx, right?
Yeah, you would know it's onyx, and you would know a piece of this size would go for about 1,000 GP, but you have no idea what the sigil is.
Yeah. What's this sigil? Like, this is very pretty, very expensive, but dangerous magic signal, symbol thing. Sigil.
You trying
Back.
to say sigil? Is that the word?
Maybe.
Okay.
What is it? It's a rune or something. I don't know. At least I presume Ailey wouldn't know.
Yep.
Does it look like a symbol of something, or does it look like it's in a written language?
It looks like it's a symbol. It's not anything... It's not anything that you've seen before, Varys. In fact, it's probably not anything that anyone has seen before. It's not like a magical rune or anything like that. At least that's not the feeling that any of you magic wielders are getting. But as to its exact nature, none of you know off the top of your head. But you may make rolls if you would like.
I would like to investigate it.
Okay.
Sure.
So Jun, you can roll a religion check on that one if you'd like.
Sweet, I will do that.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right. This sigil is of your queen. It's not immediately that you recognize it, as you're very new to this whole thing. But it's almost like as you finally take it in, finally glance at it, and properly you recognize it as of her kingdom, of her ownership.
It is the Queen of Air and Darkness's symbol. It's as if she placed this here for us to use.
Well, I'm not going to read any further into that.
I don't see why you should.
Varys turns so he can probably look at Jun with his one eye. And, yeah, I want.
Ailey will be like, wow.
Okay.
She's so clever doing that.
I feel like it is a sad day when we are celebratory of the fact that the god put a rock somewhere.
Hey, gods are...
Hey, this is a very fancy rock. Do you know how
Okay.
expensive these are?
No clue. How much is it worth?
Like
Well,
1,000 gold?
Oh, that's perfect. Isn't that what you need for the thing?
yes.
Great.
I assume she thought of this in her wisdom.
Yeah. That's not unsettling at all.
No, not at all.
So, what's the plan here?
If it wasn't for the children, I wouldn't be giving you this. But you're not getting the box.
I shall not ask you for the box.
You can keep your box,
is-
Bailey.
It is your
Ailey
box.
would be like glaring and like handing over like the rock while like huddling the other one to her chest.
All right. As you remove the onyx from the box and hand it to Jin, a sparkle catches your eye as you see underneath an almost identical piece of stone, but white instead of black, a piece of ivory, and written with another sigil on top of it. Again, unsure as to its nature, and not sure how it was hiding in this box so perfectly.
Oh,
Ailey
you
will
did-
like close the box before anyone else sees. And be like, was that all we needed?
I'm guessing Jin would be pretty close.
Yeah, so Ailey, you can roll a sleight of hand. Jin, you can roll a perception check there.
Jesus.
We're
Oh,
so
boy.
good at what we do.
Oh yeah. No, don't see that at all. You're like, okay, cool. They really want that box.
Varys watches Ailey just completely fumble that, but says nothing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, your passive perception.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You would have been too short to see into the box anyway.
Yeah, Varys, you at
You
least
would
would
just
have.
be
Depends how you
suspicious of
angled
what Ailey's doing.
Yeah,
I'm
you would have
always
at least.
suspicious of Ailey handling any form of treasure ever.
Yeah, at least would have
you know.
noticed that
In
there
the
was.
interest of also being reasonable height, I'm gonna press this button.
Oh hell yeah.
The only thing I was trying to notice was, is like gonna tug on Varys' sleeve very gently. Ailey seems to like shiny things like a lot. What? Why is that?
Ah, you've noticed.
There
Ah.
was bugs when I first met you, and there was a big conversation about bugs. And now they're holding a rock on their chest. Your customs are so strange.
Those customs are incredibly specific to Ailey. I cannot stress how little I give a shit about money and shiny things, but it keeps Ailey happy. That's the important part.
Can Ailey hear this?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I
You're all
don't
right.
think Varys
You're
is
all right.
hiding that.
Yeah, you don't
You're
care
right next to
about
Jen.
it, but you
Varys
wouldn't give me
trying
the
to be quiet.
gem.
I
I
think Varys said
wanted
that with
that.
absolutely every knowledge that Ailey would probably hear it.
Jesus.
You wouldn't give it to me, and you supposedly don't care about money.
Wouldn't give you what? What are you talking about?
The giant, the one that was like the size of your little hand.
The one that I ended up selling?
Yeah.
That
So
was the
much
one that
for
got
not
me.
caring about money.
Hey, the rings that I bought with that brought you back to life. I don't want to hear any back chat about that, thank you. That was a sound investment.
Is Ailey still does she definitely know they did yet, or does she still like is like 50-50 on whether they did it or the god did it?
I
We have
mean,
told you so many times
I
that
know.
we did it.
yeah.
It was at the same time, so
I
and
feel
it's
like
Ailey.
if it hasn't changed your mind by now, I don't know if it will.
Yeah. I mean, it's entirely up to you, but if you want, I can set a DC on an insight check if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's-
I think
let's
that is
do
the
it.
funniest answer.
Yep. Roll an insight check then.
Okay.
Let the dice decide. Can I
Yeah,
do
it's
anything to
Ailey.
help
How
with
else
this?
am I gonna be chaotic without letting RNG take into
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, that's greater than average. So no, you. It's at this point you realize why would he keep bringing this up if it wasn't like true? Like,
Like, she knew they did the ritual, but she doesn't know that it's what worked.
yeah. So this is
Alright.
so. At the very least, you trust that they believe that he believes it, that it was
They did
that it was, you know.
Okay.
I mean,
So she at least knows they believe it and weren't lying, but she still is like,
yeah.
dunno.
And at the very least, it sounds like some material components were taken up these rings.
Yeah.
So, as far as you know about magic, it's more than likely that it was their success and not somebody else that did it. But that isn't to say that as the god of death, he wasn't capable of assisting in that. But he hasn't really provided you anything else now, has he?
That's because he got upset with her pretending to be him.
Pretty much. Anyway, you have offloaded now the onyx stone to Jun, and have kept a piece for yourself. Jun, and what are you doing with that piece of onyx?
So there is like an ash of Baba Yaga on the ground.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Well, there's a bunch of dirt that was her.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga dirt.
Yeah. So Jun is going to take that for use in the spell because he figures that creates a better connection, makes it easier to get that scrying going. And yeah, like where are we? We're just in a clearing, right?
Yes.
I think he would kind of want to, find a good spot that's nice and clear and get the group to kind of maybe some people be lookout and maybe Varys help if there's any, just because he kind of, let's see. Oh, only I can see the particular creature.
Yes.
If I succeed. Okay, I'm still gonna keep Varys with me, in case I get the opportunity to be like, Varys, I see this thing. I don't understand it. You're smarter than me.
Well, you're not gonna keep Ailey. Ailey would definitely go and pretend to be a lookout at least.
I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
probably going to follow it around you regardless. So
Yeah. So he'll find a spot near the Baba Yaga dirt and kind of start his ritual. It takes 10 minutes.
okay. What's everyone else doing for the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, Ailey will kind of be like do a kind of quick scout around, I guess. Maybe fly if
Okay.
there's enough room for flight.
Yeah, for sure.
Advantage to it.
Well, you can roll me a perception check there, Ailey.
Perception. No. Oh, Jesus,
Yeah, that
perceptive
reads.
as always.
Yep. Just sort of distracted. I'll say actually, while you shoot up into the air and then get in, while you're, on watch, quotation marks.
Flies into a tree.
You get immediately distracted by the fact that you have the time now to actually have a good look at the thing that is in,
Yes.
in
That is
the
exactly what she said.
in the box. And you reopen the box while flying high up in the air. And yeah, it is a what looked like a piece of ivory at first, but it is actually just a white stone. You're not sure exactly what it is, which is odd for you. You're very familiar with precious objects, so you're weirded out by the fact that you don't know exactly what this is, but it's definitely a precious stone of some sort. Maybe of the Feywild itself, which would make it even more precious to you. But it does have
You also be
a...
thinking, oh, if John fucks up, at least we've got a backup.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is a valid thought.
But yes, you see in it, engraved in it, a very similar rune to the one that Jin pointed out was the Queen of Air and Darknesses, but it is inset into this white stone, and the sparkle that you noticed was that it's actually lined with gold. The sigil itself is lined with flecks of gold, which of course...
Is it the same sigil?
It's not the same sigil, but it's very similar.
Like, didn't she say something about a sister? Is this the other one?
You'll never know.
No, she's too dumb.
I mean,
Well,
you can
not
roll
in those areas.
roll a religion check for me.
Religion.
That plus
right?
0 that you've got there.
Yeah. Does she recognize it from her brother? Ooh. Nice.
Solid 19.
Nearly a 1.
Yeah, it was. Going from what Jun said about it being Queen of Air and Darkness sigil, this looks very similar. You get that epiphany that yes, the Queen of Air and Darkness' sister is Titania, the Queen of the Fae, who was the big lady that you saw previously.
Is it the super happy one?
Yes, the very super happy one. And that this sparks in your mind. This is probably her sigil. It's very interesting that but they were kept in a box together. You have no idea the significance of that, but you know that that's probably her sigil.
Right. I hope she doesn't want this back.
What's everyone
Why
else
would you
doing?
say no to that god.
Anyone else doing anything for the next 10 minutes?
I want to see what I can get from some red caps.
Okay.
See if I want anything. What? Huh.
I have unpaused the game. You may roll an investigation check then.
Okay. Oh, good.
Fair enough. Well, on them is just mainly rags. Some dyed with blood. Some just nastiness. They've got a sickle on them that seems to have lost whatever potent magic was on it. Otherwise, they're pretty much barren of things.
No, they're whole corpses.
They do have... They are corpses, indeed.
That's a corpse.
Yep.
That's definitely a corpse.
So, what are you gonna do with these corpses, huh?
Well, are there any interesting bits on them?
I mean, they do have, you know, the Fey ears, which are, you know, more interesting pieces to them that anyone would find. Otherwise, these red caps have been sort of tainted by the dark magic that very much like these fiendish hags have been. So their skin is like a very sickly green, as opposed to normal red caps who are just, you know, pale or dark skinned, like regular Fey complexions are. So that is
I wonder
the
if any
real
of the
interesting
green
thing
would
about it.
stay with tanning.
Maybe. If it's like an otherworldly property that's infecting them.
They're small, right?
Yes, like
Like a hair,
what do you mean?
like a
They're
real
like
world
3
hair.
foot tall, right?
No, yeah, they're about 3 foot tall. They're like just like half the size of Varys. No,
Wait, what?
hold on.
They'd be about the same size as Varys.
Yeah,
Varys
about
is
this.
3 foot 2.
Yeah, about the same. A little bit shorter than Varys.
Okay. So still... Yeah, I don't think 10 minutes is enough to skin one of them.
No, but I mean, you could start if you wanted
Yeah, I mean, even if I can just get a good sized back chunk.
to. Yep.
Well, I could do
I don't
something
know.
with that. Maybe
Yeah.
make a nice little leather pouch. Who knows?
Good.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
I don't know why you're laughing, Skelly. These people try to kill us.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
Taking their back flesh is all like the least we could do.
Sure. Yeah, you spend the next 10 minutes getting your mortuary kit out and slicing off a good portion of back flesh from this red cap. Sickly green. Blood comes out also very green, which is weird because when you were cutting them before while they were alive, it was red.
That's
Ugh.
super weird.
Should we collect some of that blood?
I think so. Mind you, I have no opinion on this because I'm busy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
fair.
I would be curious. Arcus would be curious about
If
what the
Ailey
hell's
wasn't
going on
distracted by a rock, she'd be curious too.
there. So,
All
yeah.
right. So you collect some of this blood. Okay.
Yeah.
You can list that as madcap blood if you
Yep, I can,
want to
I
put
can
that
pop
down.
that in inventory. So madcap blood and madcap back skin.
Yep.
Green grossness.
Yes.
Cool.
Cool. Anybody else do anything in the next 10 minutes?
If
Well,
Jun needed help, then Varys would help out. Otherwise, he'd probably be on watch.
Cool. I think Jen specifically wanted you to be ready there for if they need any interpretations happening.
Cool. I will do that then.
Cool. Avril, you up to anything?
Everyone has not had the opportunity to sit down and do this for a while. So I will lick the end of a piece of charcoal and get out a sketchbook page and draw an approximation of Jin in a kind of ritual circle and like add some artistic embellishments and those sorts of things. But a vague interpretation is happening.
All right.
It probably looks much better in the game than the sketch that I will do. Will
Fair enough.
my
All right.
IRL art roll is usually much lower.
I know that
It's
feel.
great making a character that can do stuff that you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I like doing my vague approximation so you get, fun ideas.
Yeah.
I enjoy your sketches.
I
Yeah,
am
they're much
opening
better
up my
than my
laptop
really
as
quick
we
and MS
speak.
Paint ones.
So,
the Fanny Boo Boo one I still love. Down the
I will
hole.
not ask right now.
Yep.
When we fell down the well, yeah.
Yep.
Ailey and Varys went into a hole together.
Yeah, and a Fanny Boo Hoo out somewhere along the way.
Right? She tried. She was doing some work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Has Ray come across Fanny Boo
I
Boo
don't
the
believe so.
I have not, but you know what? Today I've learned about spit shining furry boxes and Fanny Boo Hoo's big well or something. Like there's lots of new words I'm learning today.
Oh man, good times.
Well,
Okay,
it wasn't her well, but she did go in.
she did indeed go in there.
In Rod we trust.
Okay, so
I feel
Miss
like
Spin.
we gave her a chance there. Because
Yeah.
we did introduce our dog as Codswallop immediately.
that's true. So, Jut, you align yourself with the ritual. You use the onyx focus as your focus for this, and say the incantation and hold the position. And as you stare down at your queen's sigil on this stone, all of a sudden it is turned to ash that quickly blows away in the breeze. Just as quickly, blackness comes over your eyes, and you feel a jolt of electricity shoot through your body as you are transported somewhere else. To everyone else, you sort of flick your head back, eyes go black, and you sort of levitate ever so slightly. You are... Your sight is transported elsewhere, but you are able to speak through this body that you inhabit, obviously. So feel free to relay things as you see them. You are suddenly aware that you are floating outside of your body. You can see down at yourself, and then almost instantaneously you are transported across the forest. Like, it all rushes past you very quickly, and you are somewhere close by, but not... It's not entirely clear exactly where, at least from... You've got a direction, essentially, the direction that you were shot in, and you look down to where you've found yourself, and you see it in front of you, some jutting out very large mushrooms propped out of the ground, and for some reason you sort of are informed from the spell, essentially, that these mushrooms are the person that you seek.
So yeah, I'm going to describe as I experience it, describe it to Varys as best I can. Kind of, try and describe the direction I've been shot in, describe everything that I see, and then kind of the fact that I have the impression that, what we seek is actually are these mushrooms.
Okie doke.
Cool. So you're able to keep this up for 10 minutes if you'd like to gain any additional information.
Yep. June would like to get as much of a sense of the surroundings as possible to get them the best chance to kind of find the location quickly. So if he, like, obviously the orb that he's seeing through can move. So maybe kind of go up above the forest a little bit, look over, see if he can get a sense of direction
Right.
more clearly, that kind
So you
of
can
thing.
move 10 feet from your current position. So you need to be within 10 feet of your target.
Okay.
But you can look up, indeed. So you look up at the Feywild sky, and does give you some sense of direction, as you know that there is the sun is both rising and setting on both sides of the sky at the same time. So you're able to see the directions of that basically, and be like, okay, so if they're over there and over there, and I came from that way, then that's that's a bit of more directional stuff there, helping out even more, especially once you've relayed it to Thoricus, who is much more adept at this.
Yes. Yes and no. Jin was probably expecting a bit more like, I'm in a room, it looks weird, help me figure out from basic clues. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But no, it looks like it is like deep in the forest, probably a good few hundred feet. Imperial's not a good one for me. It's probably, this is a good distance away from where you guys are, but not out of the forest that you were in. Looking around, getting more of the actual landscape that's around you, you can see that it's not another clearing, but like there's big, thick trees around you. So, and still a little bit of a swampy environment as well. But these trees have dug deep with their roots, so they've stayed in through the swampiness. And these mushrooms are seemingly like parasitically attached to one of these great trees, and you can see that spreading up the roots of this great tree that they're on is like a sickly purple tendrils like feeding up around them, like literally parasited into this tree, which is unusual for mushrooms. It's not what their deal is. So these are certainly not of any kind like that. It seems that their mushroom appearance is not intrinsic to what they are. It's not that Yaga has imbued mushrooms with this power, but something else has been sort of disguised in this way, or has had that aspect added to them. Otherwise, looking around, it seems like this is like any other part of the jungle. Otherwise, it seems like it was chosen for that very purpose, right? To hide in plain sight.
Cool. I guess once the 10 minutes is up and Jun has as much information as he can get, or whichever one comes sooner, he's gonna end the spell and convene with the group and explain as much of what he could see as possible.
Cool. So,
Say something about weird mushrooms.
They're very strange, parasitic mushrooms. He's gonna kind of look pointedly at Thoricus, like, that's weird, right?
Well, kind of. But, like, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of mushroom. Like, there's ones that are whole parasites just on heaps and heaps of different kinds of, like, bugs, but the mushroom will just be like specific to that kind of bug, like only a really specific type of ant, for example. So, it's not that weird.
Okay. Well,
It was weird for Jen.
yeah. I thought it was weird.
Sorry, do you want me to look at the mushrooms?
Yes, we are going to go look at the mushrooms. It's imperative that we go look at the mushrooms.
Okay.
They may, in fact, be Baba Yaga's children.
Oh. Yeah,
This
that's
is-
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Ailey be
yeah.
back by now?
Mushrooms don't make babies. That's weird.
I would say that hearing the spell like kick in, Ailey would have come back down. As that would have been a thing. Yeah.
Like, head to one side. If mushrooms don't have babies, then what are baby mushrooms?
I mean, they have spores, and then those sort of take root. It's like how plants don't. It's different. Like they don't have babies like we have babies. Like, I mean, mushrooms don't produce humanoid babies.
I was about
Normally.
to say, like, I think I don't know if I came from an egg or a baby, like, human-wise.
I don't know that I
mean,
had
that's
that
okay.
conversation before I left home, but I don't think that that's a conversation that you want to have with me. So I won't ask you where babies come from.
And it depends on the baby.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What
generally-
with
Maybe
a
an
look at a
egg.
quizzical look on
But,
my
like,
face? Like, where
I
do
think-
babies come from?
I think, guys,
None of
in
us
this,
know where babies come from.
in this particular case, I don't think it matters how mushrooms have babies or where babies come from. I don't think. I think them being mushrooms is just kind of irrelevant. They're just like hiding as mushrooms. It's a good disguise.
Egg mushrooms.
I want to throw.
Ah.
Stand on the mushrooms.
I want to throw a real spanner in the wrench in the gears here. Varys, can you roll me a history check?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know how much this is going to affect that. I think I have a +1 in history. I'll
Still.
roll it. Yeah, it's
Okay.
6.
Never mind then.
Wrench
Is
successfully
Varys the only
avoided.
one that
Yep.
might have known where babies come from, but turns out he doesn't.
No,
Varys
no.
knows where babies come from.
No.
He's avoiding telling the rest.
Varys
Varys
is
has
the,
had babies.
This man is 37 years old. He knows where babies come from.
Hey, Ailey's in her 20s. She
Yeah.
still doesn't know.
Yeah, but-
you don't know where your
To our
own.
knowledge, Varys is the only one who has had children.
Okay, she does know about
Wait.
sex. She just doesn't know.
Sorry,
where-
what?
where-
Sorry, when did Varys? Do you know Varys has had children?
And doesn't Varys not have a whole family back home?
No, his parents.
He has a family. He doesn't have children.
Yeah.
I thought he was like married with kids.
No, it's his parents. He's a mother. I can't remember. I
It's
think it was his
amazing.
mother.
This is the best escape from your family trip ever. He's gonna turn back up with like fucking 5 years older and shorter, missing an eye.
Hey,
He brought the milk, so it's
bro.
okay.
And with a dead druidic girlfriend.
Yeah, but he's got Micaiah's hand in one hand and a packet of cigarettes in the other. I'm back.
Don't forget the bowl of milk.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's in his pouch.
Anyway, no, that roll was to see if out of all of you, Varys is the only one well traveled and read enough to possibly be aware of the creature type fungaloid,
Oh yeah.
which, you know, they're
What
fungal
alien
creatures.
has come across them on her travels?
No, because they're strictly underdark creatures. They don't come
Oh,
out.
Yeah, no, I doubt she's been there.
Yeah, you have not seen. You've probably. Okay, you're right.
Probably heard stories of
Roll a
like
history check, Ailey. Let's see if you have aliens stories about fungal people.
Yeah. All the weird stories stories that she hears from people when
Mhm,
talking
mhm.
about adventures.
Do you
drunk
know
and
the
wild.
Mushroom Men?
The mushroom
Who live in the
I've heard
Underdark Lane?
Hell yeah.
I would say that yes, you've heard of fungaloid people of the fungaloid
She's
race.
not gonna put two and two together.
No, I would say that at the mention of the mushrooms being people, of being Baba Yaga, maybe that like makes a thing in your head like, oh yeah, there's like fungus people, there were mushroom people.
Oh, yeah. How do they have babies?
Yeah, another question posed to you. How did they reproduce?
How do
Did
the
I come out of an
mushrooms
egg? Would they know if I came out of an egg? Riker said that mushrooms did spores. Did they also do spores? That's weird. Something to keep Ailey's mind occupied for a little while.
If you find this life
A reason for Ailey to not pay attention for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a healthy tangent. Let's go down there.
How are all types of baby in the world made?
Oh dear. Anyway.
Just you wait until I tell Ailey about placentas.
Oh god. Oh no. Anyway. You have... So, Jun has provided the direction that they went and some markers thanks to the Twilight Sky. Enough for you, Thoracus, to have completely sussed out a direction to go, and can guess that it's probably going to be a few minutes of travel in that direction, at least to get into that sort of part of the forest where it seems to have been in. Cool.
For us to travel, yeah? If everyone's okay?
Yeah. Do we want to rest along the way, or before we leave, or once we're there?
We kind of have to rush to get to these other parts of Baba Yaga, because otherwise they'll mature,
Yeah, that's
and then
fair.
they'll sprout off more parts of themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I agree, it'd be nice to be able to rest, but
Unfortunately, we don't have time.
we never have time anymore. I'm so tired. Why we gotta get burnt out in this world too?
Real life mood.
Oh,
Shut up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perpetually at half health.
yep.
Jin kind of looks at Thoracus apologetically.
That's okay. Let's go.
Okay. Let me just check something real quick. I see. Okay, that's fine. Right, no, there was something else. I forgot.
Plans within plans.
Yes, quite.
Okay. Well, you sort that. We can do some roleplay stuff. So Jun gave Thoracus an apologetic look.
Yeah, like kind of looks at Thoracus like, I'm sorry, we just have to do this. You get it.
I do. I understand. Everyone helped me when my mother was being my mother, and everything that happened there with the cult. So I understand. This is important for you, and for all of us.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking important
Yeah.
to the whole of existence, I'd say.
Yeah. Also, I really want my arm back. Like, real bad. Like, sometimes I just stare at it and it's itchy and I can't itch it. Oh, anyone else get that? Barris?
Huh? What?
You got
This
anything
doesn't-
weird like that with your eye?
Well, the eye itself doesn't get itchy, but I mean, I miss the fact that I had an eye for sure.
Itchy thing's just a me thing. Okay.
Like there's an itch. I mean, it was ripped from my skull. It itches as it's trying to heal, but I definitely don't want to stick my fingers in there.
Wish I had more fingers.
I mean, you can take my fingers if I can have your other eye.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well,
I
there we
have
go.
no use for fingers just attached to a stump. That's weird, man. I don't think that's how
I
it
didn't
works.
say I was just going to give you. You can take the entire arm. It's just going to be kind of out of whack because it's not long enough.
Yeah, it's kind of tiny, and
You have to get used to
funny
your short
color.
arm.
I don't want a short arm, thanks.
You
I want my arm.
a short arm instead of yours.
And we
You guys
risked
are weird, man.
I
Like,
mean,
I thought I was a bit weird.
Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Ailey's whispering to the red box.
Yep.
Are you a magical stone? Can she hear me when I talk to you?
You get no response from the box.
Of course, Ailey got no
happens if
response.
I
There was no
tell
persuasion.
you?
Yep. No persuasion at all.
Is she allowed to eat the box?
I mean,
man.
Ailey, have you licked the box for science?
Not yet.
Hmm.
Ailey will probably attempt to lick the box.
Yep. That's a velvet box, alright.
Making sure she licks it a lot. Like, she'll stroke it to see which way it goes.
Yeah,
to
you
make
don't
sure
want
she
to.
licks along the.
Yeah,
the
you don't want to
correct
look.
way.
You don't want to look against the grain on a velvet box.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That makes my teeth hurt just thinking about it.
Yeah, that's definitely a velvet box. It tastes a little bit like old dust.
She's gonna lick the rock next.
tastes like it was in a crypt for a while.
Exactly. Lick the rock next. It is ever so lightly porous.
This is real bone.
No, not like bone porous. Like a rock porous.
I got excited. What kind of rock is this?
You still have no idea.
Would you like me to have a look,
He
friend?
normally has good idea on all gems and precious things. Because the shinies.
Yeah, you like
That's
inspect
different,
it,
but she's
go through
like-
all of the ideas you could have, like quartz or opal or anything like that. But it just doesn't have the same. Yeah, does not have the same feel to it. And the nature of its
Does
of
it
being
look
lightly
like the
porous as
crystal
well.
that the lady was in or whatever?
No, not even close. That was it's crazy and big and like glowing.
Yeah, but I was meaning like it whether it looked like a chunk that had fallen off of that kind of thing.
No.
No? Alright. Like, at some point, slide on over to Thoricus. Be like, get this wrong. Don't tell the others. I don't even know if my mic could pick that up. Hopefully it did.
Yeah,
I heard it.
don't tell the others.
Yeah.
So Thoricus.
So it should like slightly open the box and like show Thoricus.
Can I investigate it, see what's going on?
Sure.
What do you want me to roll?
Well, for this, roll me a nature check. Well, it is definitely a fey gem of some sort. You weren't ever really familiar of what their specific names were, but you know that
I made them up. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You don't know what they would have really been called, or you had weird names for them. But this is, that gems like this, they would keep a hold of more preciously than anything else, and often often if you'd managed to trap one that was holding one of these sort of gems in some way, then others would arrive just to collect the gem and not necessarily save their friend. That's how precious they were to them.
Okay.
This isn't an explodey one, right?
Not
Somebody said
that I know
exploding?
of. Nope. No
What?
explodies. Nope.
Oh, okay. All right then.
We're good. We're okay.
Varys sits back down.
Oh no, Ailey got Molotovs again.
I'm just like, shh.
Yeah,
So
Ailey-
I did lean into Ailey's ear, and I whisper across that it's a very, very precious Fey gem, and not to let any Fey see it, or any other creatures necessarily see it, because they'll likely to just take it from you.
No, my box.
No, I don't know why it's so precious, but it's very, very precious to many Fey.
At this point, yeah, Ailey will now tuck the box into one of her many hidden compartments of her where she randomly procures daggers and shit from. And other hidden gems and things. This one's too big to go in her shoe. The
Quite.
shoe compartment is small. It only has a gold piece in it or something like that.
Yep.
For emergencies.
Yep. All right. Well, you guys continue along your way, keeping pace behind Thoricus, as you make it through this clearing into a more dense part of the jungle. And yeah, it's a good 20-30 minutes of walking, at least as far as any of you are able to tell, because Feywild weirdness of time, before it starts to seem familiar to Jun. And
Over there. I remember that.
Okie dokie.
perfect. And as you're around a tree, here, very, very familiar to Jun is the very large trees that are deeply rooted into the muck, keeping them so as stable as possible. You round this tree, and there you spot the two very large mushrooms, almost to the size of codswallop sized mushrooms, with deeply very dark purple on the top, with big white spots over them, seemingly
Can't just stand on them.
seemingly nestled between the roots of this tree, but very obviously seeping into it somehow, with dark purple tendrils spreading up around the tree.
Ooh.
I don't like it.
Nope.
Looks like a hag tree, no?
The heebie-jibbies.
I'll take your word for it. I've never seen a hag tree before.
We literally
Yeah.
saw one with the little kid hag.
Oh. Oh.
Is it similar to that one, Skelly?
The hags I knew didn't live in a tree. They lived in a house, but
So-
it had big wood bits on the front.
What hags did you know?
Did you know Baba Yaga?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
The tree that you saw previously was that the small hag was at. What was her name?
Because it was like a dead
Angela.
magic tree.
It was a dead, it was a dead elfwood tree that she had seemingly sucked the life out of for her own gain. This
What did we
tree,
do with that child? I've forgotten.
you left her with the Queen of Air and Darkness because she wanted to consume Codswallop for a
She
wish.
wanted to take our dog, so we left her.
Yes.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, she can't have our fucking dog. What's wrong with
I
her?
should remember
Yeah,
something about
We'll,
dogs.
we'll look after you. I want to eat your dog. You can stay here.
They can keep you.
It's such an easy decision as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, it is reminiscent of that tree in the fact that it is being suffocated essentially by these mushrooms. You can see that it is dying to bring whatever these things are to life.
So it's what I would call a hag tree, which is a tree that is inherently magical in some way that is having the life sucked out of it by hags.
Yeah, essentially.
So what happens if we kill the tree preemptively?
What happens if we just kill the mushrooms?
True.
Yeah.
Also, it's really bad luck to kill an elfwood tree.
This is not an elfwood tree.
Oh. But what kind of tree is it? Wait, someone can speak with plants.
Someone.
No,
No.
they
There.
cannot.
No, the person who could do that
It's
is
just
dead.
downward. He's real sad.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Ailey's like,
someone that could
speak with plants?
No, oh, I'm an idiot. Let's have a look at my spells.
Oh dear. Fuck, that's good. No, no, you don't.
Sorry, pals.
Juna's doing his best not to, like,
Fair enough.
Well, what I can do is throw the augury to see if us, say, burning down the tree and the mushrooms around it would get us where we want to be, or if it'd be a really bad idea.
Ailey's
That's a good
already
idea.
pulling out her magical Molotovs as soon as you started talking about that.
Hold
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, the
Aww.
yeah, the tinkle of bottle against bottle is. Haley has pulled another Molotov from their bag.
I need to throw
Where'd you
my
keep
bones
getting
and
these
teeth
from?
and stuff.
All right, throw your
We have
augury.
those weird other magical crystals still.
And I have to cast it at level 3
Yeah.
because I've got no level 2s left.
Mm.
So it's just got to give it more juice, right?
Sure. Okay.
that's the worst tone to hear from the DM.
Well, it was the best I could roll on it.
Well, that's not. So that's if you try to
it's
like
that.
roll it more and more. Either way,
Still feel good about it.
yeah, you roll your bones, and yeah, you immediately as they land and stop moving, you immediately get a sinking feeling in your stomach as you know that's a woe.
Ellie, put your fire away. We can't do that.
Like dejectedly, like puts the Molotovs back in her bag.
It is not the time for just setting things on fire.
Unfortunately.
When is the time?
We're very good at setting things on fire. I've noticed.
I know who's really good at killing people. Hang on. And I just go
Us?
real quiet and walk away from you guys. So in my head,
Okay.
Okay.
have fun with that, guys. So just in my head, so no one else can hear me, I just start talking to Jamie.
Okay.
I'm just like, "Hi, love. Are you busy?"
You don't. Again, they're not really tuned into this sort of stuff properly quite yet. So you get you sort of know that you're getting a sort of subconscious answer here, but there is an acknowledgement there. Less of actual communication, more feelings being broadcast here.
Pretty feelings of annoyance?
No, not at all.
Okay. Then I'll think
Even
louder.
in fantasy world, we're all like, "Am I annoying you?"
It's true.
I don't want to annoy her. She's a
Yeah.
little bit
Valid
scary.
concern.
Like I said, she's really good at killing things.
Mm.
Anyway, so I just think louder in my head. Like, I really need some help making some decisions here.
Meanwhile, Ailey's like, "We're really good at killing things. Who did she go to talk to?"
Roll me a D100, please.
And it's slash roll, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You get a sense of confusion back. It's like you know that the Feywild's time frames all messed up. You're communicating with someone on the other side of, you know, in another plane, who is yet to fully realize their godlike power, who is not consciously aware of this communication, so that it is just sort of like a garbled feeling of what's going on.
Do I have anything that might help?
Not at this stage, I don't believe you do. You don't have like a contact divinity thing. I'd say you're the only the only way that you would get like a true contact here is if you were to die here right now. That's pretty much it.
It's a bit dramatic.
I mean,
But-
it's been a week, it's not that dramatic.
I mean, it's pretty dramatic. Not in the same kind of way, but dramatic.
Die for her 1,000,000 times.
Yep.
You've already got a couple of those down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, hasn't that happened already?
Yeah.
What I will say is, your augury that you did, the spell itself doesn't take into account any additional circumstances that might change the outcome, like additional spells, things like that. And as much as it was bad results, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's all bad. And that was just for specifically, burning the tree with the things. You know that. You know how to
There's also
kill.
20, yeah.
You know how to kill mushrooms. You know how to kill babies, and you've already killed Baba Yaga. How bad could this be?
Bad.
I forgot we killed those
That's
mutant
why I
babies.
was looking for a more adult. Someone who's been an adult for so long that I'm like,
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
is it really correct that I'm dating her? I don't know, but I'm an adult, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, we're all adults here.
When it comes to
Valid.
cross
Speak for
Like-
yourself.
species, it gets a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we got differences in lifespan, shit's just a bit whack.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, you're not. The only thing you're getting from Jamie, other than like, I don't know how to. Essentially, I don't know. The feeling you're getting from her is a misunderstanding on a proper way to communicate to you, but reassurances about, you know, being there for you, if that makes sense. Like, you know, do what you got to do. I'll assist if it gets bad.
Okay. I mean, that's always reassuring for Thrakus, but I'm always gonna help older friends. Like,
Yep.
it's a thing where I'm just like, I don't know how many corpses I can send her. Yeah.
At what point will she go, nah, that's enough corpses?
Well, being that she literally animates thousands
Yeah.
all the time, I think a small handful is okay.
I agree.
I
It's-
can't hold all these corpses.
What does she think I am? Sweetheart mortuary?
It's like, has Thrakus convinced Ailey yet to kill for her instead of the Black Sun God?
I mean, at this
Does that
point,
help us?
We got like halfway there and it got confusing and then we had to fight more.
yeah. So,
Basically, I'm just gonna see if Jamie's willing to give Ailey some nice gifts. Because that's probably gonna work, right?
yep.
Yeah. So. Well, how do we want to murder mushrooms? Anybody? We got some
Well,
ideas?
If we're not like, if we're not firing them, are we cutting them?
Or necrotizing them.
Don't they do that already?
You have a
No.
point. I
They
don't know
don't do
how
it to themselves. Mushrooms can rot. They get all squishy and gross.
I mean, I can cut and necrotize, and
Yes.
and other things.
I can't remember if the Dagger of Skyrend is back charged yet.
It is not.
Nope. Used it to shut down
So-
the house.
So if they're
They have a sleep,
pretending,
and then by then the dagger, and then I stabbed the tree.
Are there?
so they're children. Well, it's a child and a baby pretending to be a mushroom. So I would go with stab and burn.
Is there only like how many babies do there appear to be?
There seems
Well,
to be
there's always two.
there
right?
seems to be 2 mushrooms sticking out of the old root system here.
Only 2 that
And-
we were supposed to find. Is it more?
So what
okay,
Thrakus is
go in 3.
referencing, Thrakus is referencing is the rule of 3 that Baba Yaga herself set up, which is that there are 3 witches to a coven. So that is the assumption here, is that these are the 2 others in Baba Yaga's coven that make up the Baba Yaga as a whole.
Don't you have a spell that allows you to see into someone's defenses, what they're vulnerable to.
Thing is,
It's
I don't know which one will be the child, and the child will be able to run.
we can run and fly.
Yeah, let's be fair, we can hunt down a child. This feels weird, man.
It's the Feywild. Everything feels
isn't
weird
the
and has done
small
for some
one the
time.
child?
I'll just pretend that.
Or are
that's
they
it.
both children? I'm kind of confused. I thought they were both children.
No, so one's a baby, and one's a child, because they're always at different developmental
Oh,
stages.
So then the bigger one is the one we want to kill first.
Is there a bigger one?
They both seem to be about the same size.
Motherfuckers. Okay. So it's Hunter's Sense, yes?
Under sensing.
I'm just gonna look through the shit that I've got.
Okay.
Other than like some panache.
Really funny if this is us just like being scared to open a completely unlocked door.
Yeah, yeah.
Check if it traps. Check if it's locked.
Yeah.
Regular door, regular door.
I mean, like
So-
I said, we could have a sleep, and then I can stab things in the morning. Would that help?
I'm not sure what the gestation period on a hag baby is, so I don't know if we have the time to have a sleep.
The
Do you
quicker
think
we
it's
do this, the
susceptible
better.
to psychic damage?
I think we best get it done quickly.
Yes. Anyway, your hunter sense on the mushroom you pick gives you that it is resistant to non-magical weapons, so any mundane slicing, bludgeoning, or piercing would have little effect on it. Otherwise, it seems to be...
So it's a hag. Okay.
Could
Alright.
just be a magical mushroom.
So my fight
Who-
is
Really
Who's-
resilient magical mushroom.
Although this is very much the mushrooms that Jun scryed on, so very much
So-
related to Baba Yaga.
Who wants to take the other mushroom? Because I've got my mother's approval.
Well, my dagger of venom might work. Haven't used that in a while. I don't know if the other one's magical. I think it is.
I'm pretty sure
Sure,
The
that's
sword of sharpness is
His
a-
magic, yes.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, so she's like, she'll probably put the Skyrim dagger aside and pull out the other two and be like, these are magical!
Alright. So let's.
Okay, so hold on. So you're a couple of feet away from them. Obviously, you're not right up close. And you're discussing best ways to kill them. As Ailey pulls out weapons and goes, "These will be useful," you hear a terrifying screech as both of the mushroom forms twist and split open, and two nasty looking, hunched over, half child, half mushroom creatures appear out of them, and they both lunge towards you guys at terrifying speed.
Good, because I was going to run towards them.
Well,
Good
I'm
thing
gonna
I've got,
need-
like, raucous audacity and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm gonna need dexterity saving throws from Jun and Everil, please, as they seem to have jumped specifically at both of you.
Oh, not good.
Saving.
Why? Because like face stuff, or
You're not sure. Either way,
I really need more of
one
that backstory.
one of them that is leapt at Jun manages to get their arms and legs around them and pull them to the ground. The other one that's aiming for Everil latches on but doesn't pull them or twist them in any way. But they in a very loud, screeching voice, say something to each of them in Baba Yaga's voice. Just loud and screeching. I say to Jun, so you change sides now. Well, you should always fear the inevitable. You'll be wishing you still believed in death when he comes again. And to Avril, it says, don't you wish he changed you? Don't you wish he took the flame that was in you, sucked it all out? The flame that took them, that took her, that'll take them all. And with that, they explode into little bits of goo and blood and ickiness all over you.
But we didn't need to kill them, they killed themselves?
Trust that they
That
did.
doesn't sound right.
I don't think that did at all. But I do think we should burn what's left of them.
Yes.
Ailey starts pulling out the Molotov cocktails again.
Can we do like Jun's, getting the gross off his face and body and wherever else it is. Is there some kind of investigation we can do to understand what's happening?
Sure. Anyone who wants to can roll Arcana checks. That'll be the best bet in this situation.
Ailey is confused as
Can I
always.
cast guidance on myself?
You may.
Wonderful.
Yep, Ailey is definitely very confused as always.
It's an 18.
Okay. So, you get the sense that upon realizing that they were helpless children, the Baba Yaga was like, well, there's not really a hell of a lot I can do right now. So fuck it, let's just fuck with these guys. As you get the sense that these creatures were her, not only her coven, but her rejuvenation factor, right? That this is the way that she was able to avoid death by by basically being these creatures every time she died. And so Titania and the Queen of Air and Darkness had struggled to put her out of her misery properly.
So the thing that Jun kind of wants to know now is, they've gone poof. Does that mean that they're dead, or do we need to keep pursuing them?
They appear to be dead, but the problem is, you know that the real enemy here is death. So she is currently dead, but whether or not that's within the Black Sun's plans or not, that's another question. At least she seemed to have enough faith in the Black Sun to just give up right here, right now.
Okay, I mean, means we didn't have to have killing children on our consciences.
We already had that though.
What?
What?
The mutant
How many kids have
baby
you
child.
killed?
The mutant
what?
baby child.
No, because they
Don't
weren't
put on your
alive
conscience.
yet. That was an abortion.
Oh, okay.
We're pro-choice here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pass all that information across to everyone else.
See?
Get baby goo off of peeps.
Yeah, let's clean up a bit.
I feel this is more worrying than other things that could have occurred.
Yes. I feel like if the Black Sun is of a mind to bring her back, at this current point, there's not a lot that we can do to make that permanent.
Yeah.
But the rule of 3 thing does sort of stick out a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I know very little about the Fae.
I fear the only way of actually preventing her from returning is defeating the Black Sun. Which is no small matter.
So,
Oh.
Quite right, you are. And you suddenly realize that you are no longer standing in pools of blood and surrounded by these grand trees. You are back in Titania's altar, surrounded by marble pillars, all overgrown with vines and all that all over it. Yes, it is very, very difficult to know whether or not Baba Yaga is truly gone for good or not. But as promised that you have at least gotten rid of her for now, we will aid you against the Black Sun.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
She seemed to think he was what was keeping her alive or something.
Yes, well, she had been trapped away in his darkened blade for a very long time. I imagine even though he was separated from it, he was able to communicate with her in some fashion. I imagine they struck a deal, but I don't know the real specifics of it. As at that moment you hear another voice, one that is again familiar to you, and you look away from Titania to what would be, what in her realm usually seems to be like more waterfalls, more overgrown rocks and stones and stuff. But instead, behind you is an inky blackness, and you see standing deep within it the Queen of Air and Darkness, also there now. Yes.
Jin is awkward and doesn't quite know what to do, so he just bows, not like overly formally, but respectfully.
Yes, you have done well, my child. It is unfortunate that we do not have the blade in our possession, but without Baba Yaga here, the presence of the Black Sun in this realm has dissipated. And with that, Titania's like, yes, of course, let me show you. And you see her wave her hand, and instead of the twilight sky around you now, you see the inky blackness of a starry sky, very similar to the one that you had seen at the top of the Druid Tower. And you see she points to where in the sky you would have seen the Black Sun previously, in that inky blackness. See how he cowers from us now. He is gone.
Does that mean that Valen must have left the realm as well?
Yes, I do not sense him or his presence at all.
Fuck.
We need that blade.
Well, And now the Queen of Air and Darkness speaks. Yes, of course. Well, he is definitely going to be found in your material plane. So we will see you back there as soon as possible, if that is suitable to you all.
Ailey will have been slowly inching closer to Tatiana. She
Yep.
wants to ask about the rock.
Of
But
course.
she doesn't want the others to know she's going to ask about a rock.
Okay. Well, the Queen of Air and Darkness is going to talk for a little bit, so you can do that. As she says, but at this stage, I wouldn't fear too much about the Black Sun, as it were. His power is diminished as it seems he is trying to collect as many pieces of him as he can. Hence why he came for the blade at all. And from what I know of him, he is, well, very narcissistic, I guess you could say, and full of himself. He will believe that he has won victory in this moment, and with Baba Yaga in his, well, now truly in his realm, I don't think he would release her so quickly. She is a grand source of power for him, I'm sure. At least not until he is able to cultivate more.
Are there, similar to the Darkened Blade, are there other pieces of him scattered that we will need to be on the lookout for?
I'm unsure of the exact specifics, but I know that in the primordial wars with the gods, many blows against him were struck. It's possible that there are pieces of him separated, but at the very least, he is wounded, for sure. He has consistently been trying to gain more and more power, hence why he's only recently popped back up. And it is him, all of the things you've seen him do so far, the raisings of the dead and the creatures that he's had his followers try and create, has all been him trying to cultivate more power. So I think we're still a long way off yet from him showing his true face.
Each time he keeps showing his face, we'll stab at the bunch and hopefully it'll go away again.
Yes, indeed. So, during that, Ailey, what are you trying to do? Alright, roll me a stealth check. Not like it's really necessary, but sure.
Okay, let's...
Yep.
Not a very good one, just 21.
You have reliable talent anyway, so that becomes a 10 for you, I think.
I know, but I was like...
Really?
That's why I was
It's
like...
a 10, I think it's a 10 plus whatever you've got in there, so it's like a 24 or something.
Yeah. No,
Do they have
that's why
reliable
it's
talent now?
21, it's plus 11.
Yeah, it was at the most recent level up.
Yeah.
Why is it
Same
not
for my,
on the
like,
thing?
yeah, I'll give you an example of my persuasion. Oh no, I got a 10 anyway for that.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, it's a minimum 10. Yeah, it automatically did that. It automatically set that to a 10.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you slip away, completely unnoticed. Of course, you know, you're slipping towards Titania, so she sees you come up to her, holding this red velvet box.
That she's dug out.
Mm-hmm. She look up at it. Look up at her. She is
That's
significantly more
wonderful.
taller than you expected her to be. Even though you've seen her up close, she's
Yeah.
somehow even taller than that. It's looking down at you, like grinning from side to side, and you show her You open up your box. Show her your rock.
What's this for?
Oh, I haven't seen that in so long.
It's very pretty.
Yes, it
Like
is.
you.
Oh, thank you so much. Would you like to keep it?
Can I make it into something to keep it?
Don't see why not.
Will they try to steal it if I try to get someone to craft something?
Quite possibly. Let me sort that out for you. And she reaches down. All of a sudden, she is.
Fix it to the crown that's rolling into her head.
No. All of a sudden, she is your height, but still very stocky. Right next to you, holding her hand over the box, and you see her just wave her hand over the stone. It disappears, but then you see on your hand that you're holding the box with, a ring appears that has inset in it an entirely smaller version of the stone, but still very precious and very, very expensively a gold banded ring is what it's set into.
Pretty.
You're very welcome.
It's so pretty. She'll probably be stroking it.
It is always a pleasure to add to a dragon's hoard.
Does it do anything?
Maybe. And she just taps her nose. And then all of a sudden she is gigantic again, far in the distance. Well, not far in the distance, but yeah. Larger than
like
life.
New mom acquired in brain. And
We would have definitely seen Titania go from being giant to being small and then being giant again.
Yeah, for sure.
Ailey will now hand over the weird small elven wallet that she has acquired on her travels. That's like, I think it's like velvet or something. I don't know.
I don't remember either, but something
She got
special
a
is.
really nice wallet at some point that she probably stole from someone, and so she's been hoarding because it's her. And she'll give that to Tiania, and then walk off back to the group.
Fine craftsmanship.
So I'll delete that from my inventory. She's like, yeah.
All right, you can. I guess
She has to give something precious for something precious.
that's fair. That's a
That's
good
really cute.
good rule to abide by in the Feywild.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Ailey wasn't even thinking that far ahead. So good thing.
Cool. Well, I'll add to your inventory at some point, Titania's ring, and you'll probably need to attune to it to know what it does. Anyway, yes. You all, after, that was all happening while you were getting information dumped by the Queen of Air and Darkness. So, yes, those of you with high passive perception, like Jin and Varys, would have absolutely have seen in the corner of your eye Titania become small, like have a little conversation with Ailey and then become big again, but not much else, as you were probably paying a lot more attention as to what the Queen of Air and Darkness was saying. So, sister, shall we get them back to their plane so that they can deal to his darkness? Oh, yes, absolutely. We very much should do that. Do you want to deal with the time? I hate dealing with the time. I'll deal with the portal. And you see that, like, the queen, like, scrunches up her face. Like, yes, I'll do the time.
Ferris is paying attention to this. He's writing little notes in his notebook.
Yeah.
Time and space. One portal. One time. Okay. He's just adding it to the notes that he's taken on, like, the gravity and the changes in the Fey realm, so he has something to look at when he gets back.
Huh.
Meanwhile, Ailey
Well.
will like bow to Tatiana again.
Just different pronunciation every single time. I love it.
I want Ailey to say
It's
that
me,
name
what do you
each time.
expect?
I know, it's exactly what Ailey would do. Anyway. Well, if you're ready, is there anything else you guys would like to say before I send you... where would be a good place? Back to Jamie, shall I?
Yes. Yes, please.
And you're able to make sure we get back at the right time.
Yes, that's what your queen will deal with, so don't you worry about
That's
that.
wonderful.
Yes, it would be hugely advantageous to not be heading back weeks later.
It would do a great disservice to our cause.
Yes. Of course. And you hear behind you, yes, but it won't be exactly when you left. It'll be same time you have spent here over there. Got it?
That
Of
is
course.
fine. That's an equivalent exchange. That makes sense.
It's agreeable.
We are securing allies still, so being able to say that you are on our side as well would probably be hugely helpful. Is that okay information to pass on?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Do you have a statue somewhere?
I have many statues, many places.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find some.
What offerings do you prefer?
I like cookies. And with that, you are all suddenly shunted. You feel like you dropped 10 feet in a second. And I'll get you all to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Of course.
Expecting this.
Yeah.
I was already halfway to rolling.
My thing is
Oh,
always
that's
the
right.
I fail. I fully expected to vom. Hey, it has saved my ass before.
This is not a vomit situation, but sure.
Oh no, it's gonna hurt.
Avril? Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh,
And also Ailey, that's a Constitution save, not a check.
You rolled the check.
Yeah.
Whoa. Smashed it.
Nice.
Codswallop's a good boy as always.
Right. Okay.
Everyone smashed it but me.
Well,
I did much better with the saving throw than I did with the initial.
okay, so that's the first saving throw I'm going to get you to throw. So when you feel, you feel your whole body just like gravity becomes super intense. You feel compressed but stretched at the same time, and suddenly you are ripped miles from where you were into where you are now, and you will look up and see Jamie's mansion. For Avril, it is an absolutely grand mansion in front of you, but there is fog ever so lightly around in the air. This time it would be almost evening now, but there's lots of purple accents on everything. It's very gothic villa. It reminds you heavily of a castle that you have seen before, but it is not exactly the same aesthetic. But Thoricus, you are looking at that from the ground as you are currently head first instead of feet first on the ground, you landed very poorly.
Ouch.
And with that, I also need an intelligence check from Avril and Varys, please.
Well, shit. Hey, 14's not bad.
Cool. This is great.
Oh no.
So, Avril.
You've got the worst laugh for
It's
this
so good.
situation.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
He's got the best villain laugh.
Yeah. So, Avril, you don't know where you are. But even more so, you don't know what's happened for the last few months that you've been in the Feywild.
I'm so glad that I got that wrong. Good lord.
So you remember these people. You can remember their names, remember them fondly for some reason, as you were their prisoner, now friend. But you have no idea why you know them, where you are. The last thing you remember was a big fight and finally saving the day and being warped away somewhere, and that's it. Now you're here with a bunch of people that for some reason you're regarding as friends in a weird place that's kind of spooky and still reminds you of where you just were.
Jeez.
I know you all have friends, but weren't there more of you?
Oh, brutal.
Sorry, what?
What?
Pardon?
Avril.
Who?
Oh,
What's,
Like,
How do you know my...
is this?
At this point, Thoricus and Varys and Ailey, you may make history checks.
Okay.
Sure.
History.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I already used up my good rolls. That's fine by me.
Yeah, and
Ailey
Thoricus.
did better than I expected.
Yeah.
Just saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
Thoricus, you may make that advantage as well. Even though you don't really need it, but hey.
You never know if I nat 20 on it, you know?
Yeah. So Thoricus, you're very familiar with this. It has happened to other people you have met before. It is essentially a memory sickness caused by traveling in the Feywild. That, of course, of course they didn't tell you about as you were leaving. That usually happens to people who are not of like a magical nature in that sense. Obviously, like still, you know, wizards and sorcerers are still magical, but like then like they're
A step away from the sort of
Yeah, they're
Fae
not-
and
exactly.
of
You know that-
different realms.
Yeah,
sort
you know
of
that
model.
Jun is of the Fae now. You know that they're a changeling, and even if they were half elf, they would still not be affected by this. Ailey is half dragon and not going to be affected by this. You are of the Hells, so you are also not affected by
I'm
this.
not of it,
No, but you have
Okay.
you have infernal
but
blood.
I have some shit going on.
Yeah,
okay?
you have some shit going on. So you've never been affected by this either. Yes, you have a hellish lineage. You know that Varys could have been affected by
It's
it
just
as a
curse.
halfling.
I do not claim lineage to that red bastard.
Yeah.
Alright, he cursed my people. He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be calling him Grandpappy anytime soon.
It just sucks that he was hot. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
walk down
Your
that street.
opinion.
It was just really attractive. Unfortunate.
Yes. But of course, Avril, as a human being, is also susceptible to this, and unfortunately, they were hit with it.
Yep.
So you,
Human beings, that's so
Something that can be
weird.
fixed. or no?
What's the story?
Essentially, they completely stripped of them any memory of the Feywild while they were there. It's impressive that they remember you, that they know that you guys are
Like a feeling.
are friends at all. That is likely thanks to being transported by the two queens of of the Feywild. Because otherwise they usually just completely don't remember any event that happened while they were there. And it usually leads to, abductions and stories, stuff like that, where they just get a whole bunch of lost time, which is exactly what's happened.
I would be accused of taking prisoners again.
Oh. Well, I don't know of any fix for it.
Fix for what? I was in a place and it looked like this, and big, but like much bigger. And then there was a guy, and he made them all alive again, and then I made them dead again.
Who did you make dead?
Yeah, we make a lot of things dead.
All of them. And then I was, but I met you. So how am I here?
So
We're at a girlfriend's house.
we met you in the Feywild. So we don't know how you got there, but it must have happened after what you remember sort of last. And some guys, the Wild Hunt had you as a prisoner.
Who? The Wild what now?
It's okay, we killed them. Well, part of them.
You kill people?
So do you.
Oh yeah. You probably need to get used to that one pretty quick. I'm sorry.
Like, we don't go around like.
We don't kill people who don't have it coming.
People
the-
tend to try
I
to
was-
kill us, and then we just make sure that they don't.
And it usually is people who are trying to kill other people and like people that we think shouldn't be killed, like children
Okay.
and stuff.
Here is I can show you where I used to be. Everyone's gonna pull out their sketchbook.
Oh my god. Your sketchbook, you've been making sketches!
Yes.
And
Look
I
back at them.
try and open you to a familiar page to like show you, and wait. What? When did I draw these?
This is from the period of time that we're talking about, that you appear to have lost memory of.
So many of these look really sad.
Easy.
No, they were fun.
Haley.
It's been a weird
Wait,
time.
have you got your like arms and eyes back and whatnot?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I was gonna say the best part of that is I know you're friends, but like that's what I meant. But what? There more of you.
Yeah.
See,
Oh.
that's me. Well done.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, so much.
I
Yeah, but
didn't
also
cough
the
at
whole
all.
extra human who's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
why
okay.
June was like, "Oi, like I know you're dumb, but come
Like,
on."
it's pretty mean.
Smarter than you.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, why don't we start at the last sketch you remember, and then we can talk you through the others?
It's a sketch of like a massive cavernous room that looks kind of like a dining hall. Like there's a giant table, and then there are just bodies all over the floor of various shapes and forms, and a massive shadow in one corner that looks like it has eyes. Get off my desk, tiny cat. You are not allowed.
Haley
So-
will be looking at being like,
so-
is that when we killed that guild? Oh wait, no, she wasn't there for that.
God, Haley, you're making it worse.
You're talking about the Thieves Guild?
yeah.
Put a
the
bounty on
singing
us?
skills.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
you
Then
can
we
point
had all
out
the
things like them putting a
weddings.
bounty on us, you know? That was the whole reason we did it.
Yeah, and the fact that they were, doing really shady things that was getting people killed.
Yeah, and they had a whole basement set up where they're keeping like dying trolls. It was a
That
bad
was
time.
very
And there's the secretly
weird.
trying to take over towns and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it's a lot of.
there's important context. You make it sound like we just kill people for no reason. I feel like we almost always have a reason.
I can't remember
Almost.
not having a reason.
Almost.
Oh, the only times that happens is by accident.
Some of
Hmm.
it sounds familiar though, like secret basements and taking over a town. That sounds reasonable. I don't think you were there.
Thieves Guild, have you? Because you seemed like you were quite used to being a prisoner when we
Yeah.
first met you.
Yeah, you thought that we
depends
were
on who's-
taking you prisoner, even when we said no, we're definitely not taking you prisoner.
I guess I was just used to it. Their dungeons were much more creepy. These
We're
ones
sort of just out on the
kind of
the-
outdoors, but even the outdoors prison wasn't that nice.
yeah.
Well, this
With-
isn't a prison.
We're kind of just
Starters.
out on the marshes at the moment. Should we head inside and get safe and fed, and then we can continue? Would you be comfortable with that, Everrose?
What kind
I
of
can
food?
give you some whiskey for your nerves if you want. Oh wait, how old are you? What race? Ailey Ailey's got a mental list of like what race and what age they're allowed to drink.
The appropriate drinking ages for each
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
because
But
of the
everyone,
different
like, she
lifespan.
doesn't remember much, but that she remembers.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Mhm.
important things.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
She wants to do good by the children's.
I
Yeah.
lost
She'll
track.
teach them how to brew it when they're younger, but she's not going to give them the drink itself.
Avril starts counting on her fingers. So I was... Shows 8 fingers. This many... No, yeah, that many when... And then I think there's been 1, 2, 3, 5, like maybe 6 more wintry things since then, but I don't know how many that is.
It's 14.
Maybe.
I did not realize Avril was so young.
Hence the baby voice.
Mm.
Yeah, but they used
We've
to alien
met all
talk
sorts
the
of.
Small
child, and
human.
she's in her
We've
20s.
met so many different kinds of people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
I've had, what do they call it? It's that yellow stuff with the white stuff on top. Is it beer? I've had that
Yeah,
one
you
before.
shouldn't be having that yet.
Oh, 14's fine.
Oh, maybe
Well,
one with a
humans are
meal.
more just easily broken. They can't at that age.
Really?
Yeah, it, like does
Yeah.
something to their liver or something.
Not-
or
Their
Not
brains,
the
isn't
humans
it?
that were around when I grew up.
Well, did they seem particularly intelligent?
In fairness, no.
Yeah. see? It breaks
But to
them.
answer your question, Avril, m- Jamie, who is the person we're going to see, she's my partner, and she has some really cool staff who happen to look a bit different to us. They weren't alive for a little bit, but they are now and have free will, mostly. I think. I need to talk about this with Jamie. But they make really, really tasty food, and if there's anything in particular you would like, maybe they have it. We can ask.
Oh, okay.
Paris is just listening to this and looking down at his notepad and realizing that if he had not managed to make the save, then most of this information would be utterly fucking useless to him. And he's just really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is this nonsense that I scrolled in this book about gravity wells and the changing time of the Fey realm?
It just sounds like someone who's gone on a real intense acid trip, and it only made sense when you were in it. Okay.
Is that unlike Varys, really?
I don't remember.
Here I
doing
thought
this.
I was
Yeah,
the
sure.
mushroom liquor.
I mean, I feel like we've all done a little bit of spice somewhere along the
Hey.
line of the story.
But have you snorted it and lived?
I think Varys has had like a spice cigarette at one point, but I don't think he's
You might have
snorted it
taken
himself.
from Ailey or
No,
something.
no one else has. The only reason I survived was because I rolled a nat 20.
You also had like a weird ego death where your dead girlfriend showed up to you, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Ailey just had a bit of a buzzy time because she was smoking it.
But
Well, you
also
were
it was before
smoking-
she was my girlfriend.
Yeah, you were smoking like just spice-laced tobacco.
Yeah.
Thrakus snorted straight spice. Like
Yeah, I full on. It was just like, I got a bump right here, let's go. Was
they,
also
they wanted
staring
to see the
down
face
some-
of God.
And I was also staring down some guys of the Thieves Guild across the room when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway. Everil Rose, if at any point you don't feel comfortable, you can tell us, and we'll stop whatever, or we'll try to find a way to make you comfortable again. Okay?
Okay.
Don't have to come with us if you don't want to. You're in charge of yourself. But we are your friends, and we do want to help you.
I'm not sure where else I would go. This doesn't... I mean, it looks familiar, but I haven't been here before.
Yeah, I think it is safest if you stay with us, but I want you to know that you've got a choice in this. That you don't...
cannot emphasize how much you are not a prisoner.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just,
I mean,
it seemed
personally,
like
I
you had a thing
recommend.
with
Has
it.
anyone tested how far the mist goes?
What
It
mist?
varies on her mood or something, doesn't it?
I think it just covers her lands. I have not asked much about it. Didn't think it was my place.
Through it before, like, we've gone to places within this kingdom. But we know that sort of where the mountains are, it's not misty anymore, and there's a different ruler there as well.
You
The
know
forest isn't misty.
It measures in centimeters instead.
that.
5 centimeters away, this mist stops.
Yeah. Oh, we got about 15 feet this way.
No, yeah. You know that the mist was thicker and deeper a while ago when you first arrived, and it is since Jamie has not been trying to keep a cursed sister alive, that it has subsided somewhat. And yeah, you're able to see off in the distance, Avril. You can see the sun setting. It's completely different to where you were before, in that sense. And yeah, looking off in the distance, you can see mountain ranges to the northeasterly, and directly south of you there are some small peaks that you're able to see. Yeah, it is reminiscent by the gothic look of the mansion, and the fact that there are like lit lanterns dimly in the fog and the distance, but otherwise it seems entirely homey compared to where you just remember being.
Okay. So I'll come in, but last time I got invited to dinner, it didn't go so well.
Jamie's used to some pretty interesting things.
Like Joe?
Joe was very interesting. We should
Yes.
talk to him.
Yes.
But first, I think we
everyone.
should all get inside, maybe sit down to a meal, and we can help Avril remember,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
hopefully. Or at least give some context.
Mhm.
Because it's really scary to not know where you've been.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you walk up the stairs to the door, and before you, as you reach out to go and knock, it is immediately ripped open. Jamie is there. All of her tattoos are aflame with purple light. She is like, seems there's equal parts of relief and worry on her face, as she just grabs the Rikers and like lifts her up in a hug. And then, puts her down. It's like, oh, okay. And then like gets a good look at you and goes, oh my God, what happened to your arm?
I don't entirely know, and it itches.
Let me do something about that. And you see all of the purple that's brightly lit all over it dims on all but one arm as she reaches out and touches the very edge of your arm, not like the stump part, but the side of it where it is severed, and you feel a tightness build, and then ever so slowly but surely you see purple light form bones out of your stump into the forms of a skeletal arm, in place and perfectly feeling and a little itchy. But you can scratch the bone and it relieves you.
Oh, I immediately scratch it, and you just hear this sort of weird, clanky, scratchy noise on bone from my fingernails.
And the sigh of relief.
And that is where we're going to finish up for tonight, with the Rikers having a skeletal arm now.
Nice.
See, this is why you're in a relationship with your DM, guys. Can't recommend it enough.
Of course.
Yeah, that's totally the reason.
That's
So
not
Ferris,
sex,
you still only have one eye.
not romancing one of the
That's
most
treatment.
powerful characters we've met in the game.
You could have called
designed
dibs.
for your tastes.
So she brought me back to life first.
Yep.
Wow. Other than the evil dude, he's just salty because, shouldn't do men.
Yep. Anyway, that is where we're going to leave off. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're finally out of the Feywild. You don't know how long it's been yet. We'll find that out next week as well. But yeah, we'll see how much Avril gets told about her adventures in the Feywild.
How much we remember.
How much you remember. How much she
Like
remembers.
everyone watched the previous episodes.
Yeah, how much Avril is. Yeah. Anyway, see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.